Fuck out TV. Bringing you innovation to broadcasting, news, views, comments, and analysis of issues happening in Liberia and the rest of the world. Fuck out TV. With check and balance, we break it as it unfolds. Fuck out TV. Bringing you face to face with newsmakers in town. Fuck out TV. The best online platform in broadcasting. Fuck out TV, located at Togba Village, Somalia Drive, Liberia. Be the part and experience the best in online broadcasting. Keep fuck off.
Okay, welcome to Focus News and Current Affairs Department. My name is Lyndon Togba. I'm covering this edition of the program Focus News Summary. The headlines: U.S. Embassy near Monrovia congratulates government and the people of Liberia on the election to a non-permanent seat on the United Nations Security Council. Liberia secured historic return to the United Nations Security Council nearly 64 years since 1961. At long last, Commerce Inspector General Doyle Cooper resigns over academic fraud lifting following increased public outbursts. And away from home, South Korea new president secures stunning victory. These and many more are our package. Let's take a short break to be back with news bulletin.
Fuck out TV. Bringing you innovation to broadcasting, news, views, comments, and analysis of issues happening in Liberia and the rest of the world. Fuck out TV. With check and balance, we break it as it unfolds. Fuck out TV. Bringing you face to face with newsmakers in town. Fuck out TV. The best online platform in broadcasting. Fuck out TV, located at Togba Village, Somalia Drive, Liberia. Be the part and experience the best in online broadcasting. Keep fuck off.
Okay, thank you for rejoining. The U.S. Embassy near Monrovia has extended heartfelt congratulations to the government and the people of Liberia over their elections to a non-permanent seat on the United Nations Security Council for the term 2026-2027. The embassy in a statement said that the move is a significant achievement which reflects Liberia's enduring commitment to international peace and security. It also showed the country's active participation in multilateral diplomacy. According to a release, the U.S. recognizes Liberia's election, adding it is a testament to its progress in democratic governance and its leadership role within the West African region. The release said that the United States looks forward to collaborating with Liberia during its tenure on the Security Council. Liberia has been elected as a non-permanent member on the United Nations Security Council, marking its historic return after more than 6 decades. The vote took place Tuesday at the United Nations headquarters in Monrovia, with member states selecting 5 countries for the council. Liberia was one of the 2 countries endorsed by the African Union following months of extensive diplomatic outreach and high-level lobbying across multiple continents. This marks Liberia's first time on the council since 1961, signaling renewed international confidence in the country's leadership, peace-building efforts, and commitment to global cooperation. The government of Liberia has announced plans to revive investigation into a series of mysterious deaths that occurred during the administrations of the Coalition for Democratic Change, signaling a renewed commitment to push for justice and accountability. According to a release, the government also initiated dialogue with the United States to assist in providing critical information and cooperation in the prosecution of foreign officials who are currently under U.S. sanctions. The book comes amid public demand for answers surrounding several high-profile deaths that remain unresolved, as well as pressure to address corruption and impunity that allegedly marred the previous administration. Justice Minister Oswald Tue said that while the investigations will be conducted by Liberian authorities, assistance from Washington will be essential in accessing financial communications records tied to individuals allegedly flagged by the U.S. Treasury Department for corruption. Among the dead being re-examined are those of prominent auditors and civil servants, which sparked public outrage and suspicion but yielded a few results during earlier probes. Critics had accused the CDC-led government of undermining investigation and shielding powerful figures from scrutiny. The new investigation are expected to involve international cooperation, forensic analysis, and a possible reopening of court cases. Officials say details on specific cases and timelines will be announced in the coming weeks. The U.S. Embassy in Monrovia has not publicly commented on the discussions, but has previously expressed support for Liberia's effort to combat corruption and strengthen the rule of law. This development marks a potentially transformative chapter in Liberia's post-war governance, with the current administration positioning itself as a reformist government determined to restore public trust and ensure accountability. Executives of the opposition Congress of Democratic Change have credited former President George Weah for the elections of Liberia on the United Nations Security Council. Shortly after Liberia's victory at the UN Non-Permanent Security Council on Tuesday, executive of the CDC asserted that the landmark achievement was the result of a groundwork laid during former President George Weah's administration, not the outcome of any recent efforts by the current administration. Former Monrovia City Mayor and prominent CDC stalwart Jefferson T. Koji pointed to President Weah's 2023 State of the Nation address, where he, the then president, detailed Liberia's foreign policy roadmap and ongoing efforts to strengthen the country's global partnerships. Koji criticized the current administration for allegedly spending $3.8 million in just 2 months on diplomatic lobbying for a seat that, according to him, has already been secured. Joining Koji, CDC executive and Montserrat County former District 8 Representative Ascaragwe described the achievement as a testament to President Weah's patriotism and statesmanship. The Weah administration has left office in early 2024 said they prioritize increased international engagement and regional cooperation. Supporters argue that this approach laid the foundation for Liberia's successful bid for the United Nations Security Council seat, only the second time the country has held such a position since 1961. In contrast, critics of the CDC suggest that the government's recent diplomatic blitz and substantial lobbying efforts were instrumental in clinching the final vote, particularly from undecided nations. However, Koji rejected those claims, calling them reversionist and desperate. He maintained that the truth, like the North Star, doesn't move. It shines seated and unshaken. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs has yet to respond to the CDC statement. A delegation of 18 financial management professionals from Liberia has departed for the People's Republic of China to participate in a high-level seminar on financial planning and management. The training is scheduled to take place in Belgium from June 4 to June 17, 2025. The move is part of an ongoing technical cooperation between Liberia and China and follows a generous offer from the government of Liberia to the People's Republic of China. It aims to strengthen Liberia's public financial management capacity while deepening bilateral ties in economic development. Hosted by the Central University of Finance and Economics, the seminar will include extensive sessions on key themes such as financial planning, public finance, and economic management. As part of the program, participants will also undertake study visits to Tianjin and Hong Kong, where they will gain hands-on insight into China's financial governance and administrative structure. The delegation is composed of professionals for strategic department within the Ministry of Finance, Development and Planning, including departments of administration, physical affairs, the Office of the Comptroller and Accountant General, economic management, budget, and planning. In preparation for the program, participants have been encouraged to prepare knowledge-sharing materials to facilitate active exchanges with their Chinese counterpart, promoting a mutually enriching seminal experience. For those of you who just joining out, you are listening to the program Focus News Summary. Let's take a short break to be back with this news development.
Focus TV. Bringing you innovation to broadcasting, news, views, comments, and analysis of issues happening in Liberia and the rest of the world. Focus TV. With check and balance, we bring it as it unfolds. Focus TV. Bringing you face to face with newsmakers in town. Focus TV.
Okay, welcome back and thanks for rejoining this presentation. President Joseph Boakai has hailed Liberia's election as a non-permanent member on the United Nations Security Council as a new chapter in Liberia's global engagement and a tribute to resilience and global vision of the Liberian people. President Boakai expressed deep gratitude to the United Nations member states for their confidence in Liberia and paid homage to Liberia's historic legacy from being Africa's first independent republic to a founding member of the United Nations. He also recognized the contributions of nations' national icons, including Ambassador Andy Brooks Randolph and President William Togba, whose leadership helped define Liberia's international identity. Highlighting Liberia's journey from civil conflict to democratic stability, President Boakai emphasized that the United Nations Security Council validates the country's commitment to peace, reconciliation, and international cooperation. President Boakai pledged that Liberia will be a principled and dependable voice on the Council, advocating for the interests of Africa, Global South, and marginalized communities around the world. Key priorities for Liberia's tenure will include conflict prevention, peace building, protection of civilians, especially women and children, peacekeeping reform, addressing climate-related insecurity, inclusive diplomatic rooted in Liberia's values of freedom and humility. The president extended his appreciation to Liberia's foreign minister, Sarah Yanti, the nation's permanent mission to the United Nations, and championed the campaign team in New York, Monrovia, and Addis Ababa for the strategic coordination and diplomacy throughout the election process. In a show of inclusivity and national unity, President Boakai announced plans to hold consultation with youth and women across Liberia to shape the nation's priorities on the council. This marks the first time in more than 6 decades that Liberia will serve on the Security Council. At long last, and amid public pressure and sharp condemnations from civil society organizations and activists, most notably Liberian advocate Mountain Colley, Commerce Inspector General Joy Cooper has finally resigned following explosive revelations of academic fraud. Cooper's resignation comes on the heels of one of the most damning scandals to rock Liberia's academic and public service institution in recent years. The former Inspector General stands accused of fraudulently obtaining a degree from the University of Liberia, a claim he now thoroughly discredited by an internal university investigation. In response to these allegations raised by activist Colley, University Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Agnes Reese Taylor, commissioned a 5-member special investigative committee on September 23, 2024, led by Mr. Robert Weir. The committee was tasked with determining whether Mr. Doy Cooper has ever enrolled as a student at the University of Liberia and how he managed to obtain academic clearance and credential for graduation. According to a leaked investigative report obtained by Verity News from the office of the university president, the committee reviewed enrollment and academic record for 2015 to 2024, including data from the University Digital Service provider Wetenan. The findings were unequivocal that the Doyle couple was never a registered student at the University of Liberia. The John F. Kennedy Medical Center in Monrovia has dedicated Liberia's first ever cardiologic unit. The unit is a state-of-the-art facility made possible through a Channel-aided partnership aimed at strengthening Liberia's capacity to combat cardiovascular disease and non-communicable illnesses. The unit was established in collaboration with Healthgene Provision Hospital in China under a broader China-Africa Health Cooperation Framework announced by Chinese President Xi Jinping at the 23rd World Health Assembly. Speaking at the dedication ceremony, JFK Chief Executive Officer Dr. Lyndon said the new cardiovascular ward will significantly enhance Liberia's ability to diagnose and treat heart-related conditions. The official turnover was attended by high-ranking officials from both countries, including Liberia's Minister of Health, Dr. Louis Poto, Director Jen Wing of the Xinshan Provision Hospital, and members of the Chinese medical team currently stationed in Liberia. China's ambassador to Liberia, Jin Xiwin, hailed the cardiologic unit as a major symbol of friendship and medical solidarity between the two nations. According to Ambassador Xiwin, the cardiologic unit is part of the broader portfolio of China's medical assistance in Liberia, which also includes China-Liberia Malaria Prevention and Control Center, the China-Liberia Friendship Hospital, and the National Clinical Diagnosis and Treatment Laboratory project at the 14th Military Hospital. And South Korea new President Lee Jae-myung has secured a stunning victory, but his homeland was barely last the date. The former opposition leader is not getting to enjoy the 2 months transition period usually afforded a new leaders so they can build their team and nail ground their vision for the country. Instead, he is entering office immediately to fill the role left by the impeachment of the former president Yoon Suk-yeol, who last December tried and failed to bring the country under martial law. Like Lee, with almost 50% of the vote, South Koreans have vehemently rejected the military dictatorship that was almost forced upon them. Lee campaigned on the promise that he could strengthen Korea's democracy and unite the countries after a divisive and tumultuous 6 months. But that will have to wait. First, he has a Donald Trump-shaped crisis to avert. In the coming month, Trump has the power to destabilize South Korea's economy, its security, and its volatile relationship with North Korea. South Koreans were dismayed when Trump slapped 25% tariff on all Korean import in April after leading hitting the countries with aggressive tariff on its coal industry, steels, and card. They have then assumed been long-standing military allies from the days of the Korean War and having a free trade arrangement with the U.S. could spare them. So this is how we will entertain our theme songs and come back to bring you the news headline very shortly.
Focal TV. Bringing you innovation to broadcasting, news, views, comments, and analysis of issues happening in Liberia and the rest of the world. Focal TV. With check and balance, we break it as it unfolds. Focal TV. Bringing you face to face with newsmakers in town. Focal.
Okay, let's recap the top stories we have been following very closely throughout the news presentation. U.S. Embassy near Monrovia congratulate government and the people of Liberia on their elections to a non-permanent seat on the United Nations Security Council. Liberia secured historic return to the United Nations Security Council nearly 64 years since 1961. At long last, Inspector General Doyle Cooper resigns over academic fraud, lately following increased public outbursts, and away from whom South Korea new president secures a stunning victory. So to end this news, we
Focal TV. Bringing you innovation to broadcasting, news, views, comments, and analysis of issues happening in Liberia and the rest of the world. Focal TV. With check and balance, we bring it as it unfolds. Focal TV. Bringing you face to face with newsmakers in town. Focal TV. The best online platform in broadcasting. Focal TV, located at Togba Village, Somalia Drive, Liberia. Be the part and experience the best in online broadcasting. Keep focal. Focal TV. Bringing you innovation to broadcasting, news, views, comments, and analysis of issues happening in Liberia and the rest of the world. Focal TV. With check and balance, we bring it as it unfolds. Focal TV. Bringing you face to face with newsmakers in town. Focal TV. The best online platform in broadcasting. Focal TV, located at Togba Village, Somalia Drive, Liberia. Be the part and experience the best.